Hey, Blue Crew, I wanted to share with you a little sequence I do when I'm feeling a little tight or my body's craving movement, but I don't have time for a full class. So, this is going to be a short kind of sequence of my go to mobility and strength exercises. So, I get in something without necessarily having to do a full, 30 or 45-minute class. So, I almost always start in a cat cow. So come down to your hands and knees, place your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Make sure you're softening your elbows. Take an inhale, extend your spine, and then exhale, flex your spine. Do that again. This can be a kitten calf if a ton of movement doesn't work for you. It doesn't have to be huge. Do one more inhale. Good. And then exhale. And then come back to neutral. Tuck your toes under. I like this because it's core, but it's also a little stretch for your feet. Pull your abdominals in and lighten or lift your knees up off the ground. Soften through your elbows. Feel the isometric push of your palms or fists if you have sensitive wrists down. Pull your abdominals in and up, open through your chest. Lift the back of your head up. Hold here 8 counts. Take an inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, pull everything in and up. You have 4, 3, 2, gently set your knees down. Keep your hips up over your knees. Slide your hands forward. Take an extension stretch. Obviously, I would only do this sequence if I had a clean floor to come down on. This is not something I would be doing in the airport or on the subway. And then come up into a plank position. Lengthen your legs out. This is one of my favorite exercises of all times. Step your left foot forward. So we're going to go half frog with rotation. Reach your arm up. Place your hand down, step your left leg back, step your right foot forward, open up, rotate. So you'll notice my knee is lifted. You can also do this with the back knee down, which I like a lot. You just want to get that opening through your hip, especially if you're sitting a lot. Squeeze your glutes. And then instead of reaching the arm up, another favorite option of mine is take my hand to the outside of my thigh bone and push. I get a little bit more rotation through my thoracic spine that way. When I reach the arm up, it's more of a chest stretch. So there's sort of this perceived rotation of the spine, but it's really just the arm opening. So depending on what you're looking for, I get really tight in my thoracic spine, which is the middle part of your back. So I like the hand on the outside of the thigh. I'm getting like a little snap, crackle, pop because I've been quite sedentary lately. Last one to the right. Good. And then come back to your plank hold. So soften through your elbows. Try softening your knees. Of course, you're welcome to set your knees down. But if your legs are lengthened, instead of straightening your legs and holding this with your quadricep strength, try softening your knees, pull your abdominals in and up. We're going to hold here for 10 counts. So take an inhale, lengthen your body, exhale, soften your elbows, soften your knees, pull everything in and up. You have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Land your knees. Shift your hips back. Perhaps my favorite stretch of all time, child's pose. Wiggle your hips back and forth a little bit. Oh, it feels so good. And then we're going to do a little traditional push-up. If you prefer a tricep push-up, you can do that. Take your hands wide, shift your heart, or shift forward, bend your elbows, heart towards the floor, shift back into the child's pose. I love these strengthening exercises combined with the stretch. I think it's a really nice balance. I'm someone that never made time for stretching earlier on in my life, and it really backfired. And so I've learned that slowing down, taking time to stretch, to roll, to take those few moments at the end of class to unwind and shift from that go, go, go into sort of the closure of the session is really important, right? Shifting back into your parasympathetic nervous system. So I like the combination of these exercises because you get the best of both worlds. You get the strength, which we all believe we need, and then it's the forced stretch where some of us are still working on prioritizing that. Okay, last one. Come back. Walk your hands forward. I'm going to walk the hands to the right. Shift into my right hip. That gives you a stretch down your right side. QL into the hip. And then walk your hands to the left. Shift your hips to the right. Inhale, exhale. Good. And then come back to that all fours. Take an inhale. Bend your spine. Exhale, flex your spine. And just notice if you feel any different now than you did just a few minutes ago. That wasn't very long. It doesn't take a long time, but just checking in, doing something to be mindful about your body and just to mobilize and strengthen your body. Again, it doesn't have to be a full class. It doesn't have to be every day. A little bit goes a long way. And then finally come back into child's pose. Close your eyes, rest your head down on the ground, and place your head across your hands if that works better for you. Take a breath in and exhale. Take a moment of gratitude for yourself for carving out time, even just a few minutes a day. As I mentioned, goes a long way. One more inhale and exhale. You can stay here and continue with more movement if that's inspired you, or just move on with the rest of your day.